Greg and Priscilla Hunt here.
Let's talk about stress. All of us experience it. And though it can be a good thing, it motivates us to problem solve and get things done, it can also get the best of us, weighing us down, burning us out. And in a couple relationship, we inevitably deal not just with our own stress, but our partner's stress as well. Which raises an important question. What is the best way to support our partner when they are dealing with stress?
For sure, we want to cultivate a caring, supportive spirit. This itself is a good thing. Our love for one another cushions us against the hard stuff that's coming at us every day. Work challenges, world news, basically just getting along with others. But it's worth noting that even the best of our caring, supportive intentions can sometimes go awry. We can think we're being helpful when we're not.
We found it valuable to have a straightforward conversation with each other and share what actually helps and what doesn't help. And then we respond accordingly, doing more of what helps and hopefully less of what doesn't help.
So let's just go ahead and carry on a conversation about that in terms of what's helpful and what's not helpful. And you want to go ahead and begin. What's helpful to you?
So what is helpful is when you put your hand on my shoulder.
Yes.
Because I carry all my stress in my shoulder.
I do notice that.
Yeah, just when you touch me like that, it just brings my attention to that stress. And I've gotten to where I automatically just relax.
And I always note that. I can tell when those shoulders are easing off. Is there anything else you can think of that is helpful?
I think just being patient and cutting me some slack, because when I'm stressed, I tend to get task focused and can be abrupt, and you deal with that really well. And it's helpful when you do and deal with it well.
Right, when I can control my reactivity and have an internal acknowledgement that what's going on is a signal that you're experiencing stress. That can be important. So I appreciate knowing and having reinforced that keeping my cool, not taking stuff personally is an important thing that's helpful to you.
What's helpful to you?
Well, I think about what's helpful for me is for you to have a tone of voice that's tender and caring, and then along with that to simply listen empathetically for understanding, showing that you're connecting with what I'm saying.
You don't want advice?
Well, I was pausing there in the moment because the opposite side of it for me is what's not helpful is when you turn to advice giving. It's interesting in our relationship that, we hear these gender stereotypes about the man wants to give advice, the woman just wants to be understood. In our relationship, things are kind of reversed in that way. Because I think internally, when you hear me dealing with a problem, your default mode is to want to hear the problem, offer solutions.
Yeah, jump in and act.
And of course, I'm feeling like I don't need the added help. I just need someone who's loving and caring, namely you. I need you to listen attentively and supportively and trust that I can problem solve eventually, but I'm needing to do some of that external processing of my feelings as well as my emotions.
Yeah, and I think I've gotten better at that through the years.
You have.
Because it's been a pattern.
Yes.
One other thing that is not helpful is when you try to match my emotion, or maybe not even try, but the intensity of your emotion matches mine. Because I think you think that's supportive, but for me, it's overwhelming.
Yeah, that was a difficult thing for me to learn, because my approach is to match and to show connection and empathy that way. But it really did just heighten your stress. You were good to identify that as a problem and to let me know that, which then puts me in a position to do better with that in the future. And it has helped when I get that right. And I have to say the same for you. Your awareness about the advice-giving facet has altered some things. And I also have to express appreciation because we don't always get it right immediately. And so we sometimes have to note, remember, I'm not needing advice right now, or remember, when your tone matches mine, is not necessarily helpful. And for the most part, I think we do very well in being able to receive that feedback quickly, make an adjustment, and then move on.
Another thing that's helpful is when we are proactive in saying, for example, you say, I don't need advice, I just need you to listen. And it puts me on notice, and it's like, oh yes, I know how to do that.
Right.
And the same thing, if I can say, I'm feeling really stressed, and I'm dealing with my own emotion about it. And that's all I can handle.
That setup is good, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Makes a difference.
Well, as you can tell, these kinds of conversations are helpful, and I want to encourage you to look to closecompanions.org, where you'll find an online relationship academy. And the specific program connected with this very topic is Managing Stress Together. It's a self-paced, on-demand course available 24/7. So you can discover 7 proven steps in managing stress, your own, your partner's, and the stress within your relationship itself.
You'll also find courses on the importance of mindfulness, communicating with confidence, using conflict to bring you closer, your guide to great sex, and more. Check us out at courses.closecompanions.org, or, as Greg said, just closecompanions.org. You'll be glad you did. Cheers.
Cheers.